evening and welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club's Monday evening transmission of Amateur Radio Newsline. My name is Russ and my call is KD8VYT. But for this presentation of Newsline, I will be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Without further ado, this is Amateur Radio Newsline.
Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2372 with a release date of Friday, April 14, 2023, to follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is the QST. U.S.-made vacuum tubes prepare to make a comeback. NASA names a trio of hams for the next Artemis mission, and meet a YL, who is Poland's youngest soda operator. All this and more is Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2372. Comes your way right now.
From around the world, this is Newsline, Amateur Radio's independent, weekly amateur radio news and bulletin service. Now reporting from Picayune, Mississippi, here is Don Wilbanks, AE5DW.
American-made vacuum tubes are poised to make a comeback onto the market this summer. Kent Peterson, KC0DGY, tells us what's been going on.
As the rising cost of vacuum tubes, manufactured mostly in China and Russia, increasingly cramps audiophiles, musicians, and others seeking a particular audio quality, one factory in the U.S. Southeast is preparing to bring tube manufacturing back home, with assembly line workers getting down to business inside his Western Electric plant in Rossville, Georgia. Entrepreneur Charles Whitener expects to restore American-made vacuum tubes to the worldwide market in just a few months. According to reports on such websites as Wired.com and AudioExpress.com, Whitener's goal is to resume production of the single-ended triode tube known as the 300V, a design that dates back to 1938. His plant, known as the Rossville Works, is home to the Western Electric vacuum tube brand, which Whitener bought in 1995 from AT&T. This summer, he expects to introduce a reimagined version of the audio vacuum tube known as the 12AX7, a dual triode tube commonly found in amplifiers for guitars. According to Wired.com, it will be the first U.S.-made tube in decades, and it is expected to be followed by numerous other U.S.-made models. The Wired.com report said, quote, "If all goes to plan, the U.S. could once again dominate vacuum tube manufacturing," end quote. This is Kent Peterson, KC0DGY.
The next NASA radio amateurs in space are preparing to be part of a 4-person team flying near the moon for the first time in more than 50 years. Andy Morrison, K9AWM, tells us who they are.
NASA and the Canadian Space Agency have announced the members of the Artemis II crew, comprising NASA's first crewed mission to establish a presence near the moon next year. 3 members of the 4-person team are amateur radio operators: Commander Reed Wiseman, KF5LKT, Pilot Victor Glover, KI5BKC, and Mission Specialist Jeremy Hansen, KF5LKU. The other mission specialist is Christina Hammock-Koch. The mission is scheduled for November of 2024. The previous mission, Artemis I, was not crewed. This will be a flight test lasting about 10 days and will validate the life support systems of the Orion spacecraft along with other demonstrations. Unlike his fellow crew members, Hansen is making his first trip into space. He is a Canadian citizen and is the first Canadian to train astronaut candidates from both Canada and the U.S. This is Andy Morrison, K9AWM.
It's the QSO party to end all other QSO parties. World Amateur Radio Day, April 18th. The day amateurs participate in a global celebration of the founding of the International Amateur Radio Union. Be listening on HF as the IARU and its member societies get on the air with special events through the 25th of April. There'll be more than 50 special event stations around the world, with call signs ending in WARD for World Amateur Radio Day. They include Tango Mike 98 WARD, 9Y4 WARD, Oscar Tango 23 WARD, and a host of others. Here in the States and over in the UK, the Rock Ham Radio Network is contributing to the festivities by hosting a 12-hour birthday net. Listen for John, W2JLD, and Dave, GW8SZL. We'll be marking the occasion on the VoIP Echolink ROC-HAM conference node number 531091, as well as various all-star nodes, the DMR TGIF Talk Group 2585, and Extended Freedom SIP Portal 2585. John will be on the air during that time, too, operating on 10, 20, and 40 meters using the call sign Whiskey 2 Whiskey. For more details, visit IARU.org. Radio waves have led astronomers to an exoplanet, a planet beyond our solar system, and it's likely the same size as Earth. Dave Parks, WB8 ODF, gives us the details.
Repeating radio signals have led astronomers to a rocky exoplanet that is the same size as our own Earth. And like Earth, it orbits a star, one known as YZ-SETI. Further studies of the signal suggest that the planet may also have an atmosphere and a magnetic field. Writing in a recent issue of the journal Nature Astronomy, the researchers have named the planet YZ-SETI-b. The scientists say that the magnetic field's interactions with the star are the likely cause of the radio signals. The signals were picked up in New Mexico by the Carl G. Jansky Very Large Array of Telescopes. The star and exoplanet are 12 light years away from Earth. Of course, this is not the first finding of its kind. Last year, the James Webb Space Telescope discovered its first exoplanet, which is also believed to be rocky and almost as big as the Earth. The planet, called LHS 475b, is 41 light years away. The research team, which announced the discovery this past January, is trying to learn more about the star it orbits and whether the planet has an atmosphere. This work is set to be done this summer. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Dave Parks, WB8 ODF.
A new record is about to be set in space by an ISS astronaut. We hear more about him from Paul Brown, WD9 GCO.
NASA astronaut Mark Van de Heij, KG5-GNP, won't be a record holder for much longer. He made news after logging the most days in space for a U.S. astronaut, 355 days, aboard the International Space Station in 2022. Now, NASA astronaut Frank Rubio is right behind him and gaining. He's been on the ISS since September 21st of 2022, and his mission has grown beyond its original 6 months. He's now scheduled to leave aboard a Russian Soyuz spacecraft by September 27th, meaning his 371 days will eclipse the one set by Van de Heij. However, even with that accomplishment, he will still be leaving the world record intact. That was set by late Russian cosmonaut Valery Polyakov, who logged an unprecedented 437 days aboard Russia's Mir space station in 1994 and 1995. That cosmonaut died last year at the age of 80. This is Paul Brown, WD9 GCO.
In Melbourne, Australia, one ham whose love for his bicycle rivals his love for his radio is giving them both a good ride. Here's more about him from Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
As a bicycle enthusiast and ham, Stuart, Victor Kilo 3, Uniform Alpha Oscar, is accustomed to doing things his own way. As a machinist, he fabricates many of his own parts to be used with his radio equipment, and as a ham, he carves out his own trail to destinations for portable operating. He is presently riding his bicycle from Melbourne to the Pilger Parkfest, pedaling his way on a journey of more than 1,000 kilometres over the course of 3 weeks. He has his portable shack in his backpack. The Parkfest will be held between April 29 and 30, and he hopes his route there will include as many park activations as possible. The Parkfest itself is a modest gathering of hams with an enthusiasm for fellowship and the outdoors, so there is certain to be even more operating once he arrives. Meanwhile, if you're interested in his journey but would rather not try it out yourself on a bicycle of your own, you can ride along with Stuart. Visit his page on QRZ.com, which offers a link to his APRS tracking, and be listening for him on the air. This is Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
Time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline. We're on bulletin stations around the world, including the W8 WKY repeater in Doylestown, Ohio, on Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. local time, right before the weekly Sarah Net at 8 p.m.
Special events are becoming more and more popular in our hobby. Often they're organized by a club or a group that's tied to a specific event or a place. But in the case of one ham, James Gallo, KB2FMH, he simply found a cause that was important and created a global event to celebrate.
I do a lot of special events because I find them interesting. So we found autism awareness, and I thought that's an interesting subject. A lot of people in our hobby have a position somewhere on the autistic spectrum in some way or another, and I know that from talking to people over the years. So we decided to make a special event for that.
Gallo started to plan the event, and then his girlfriend came up with a great idea.
And then as I'm putting it together, my girlfriend who's my views in radio business. Says, why don't you invite other operators? You get a bunch of operators around the country. So then I go, it's considered World Autism Awareness Day. Let me reach out to a few friends globally that I've made over the years and see if they're interested. It started to grow.
And grow it did. The event was a big success, and it drew in a large number of participants.
I think we had 80-something volunteers across 26 states and 24 countries.
Gallo is planning on running the event again next year, so keep an eye out for an announcement if you wish to participate or even just chase. It's all for a good cause. I'm Paul Brown, WD9GCO.
The Radio Society of Great Britain is looking to hire a new technical editor, as we hear from Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
Radcom, the magazine of the Radio Society of Great Britain, is saying goodbye to Matthew Smith, M0VWS, who is leaving his role as technical editor. The team is looking for a new technical editor with a strong background in electronics and the technical side of amateur radio. The ideal candidate should also be capable of writing and editing articles and working with authors from whom articles have been commissioned. The technical editor will also read and edit copy from contributors and columnists and assist volunteers with the RSGB Technical Forum. This is a salaried staff position. For a full description of other responsibilities, visit rsgb.org/careers. Although there is an opportunity to occasionally work from home, the technical editor will be based at RSGB's headquarters, which is near Bedford. For queries or to submit a CV, contact the managing editor, Edward O'Neill, at edward.o'neill@rsgb.org.uk. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
A scientist and radio amateur in Howard County, Maryland, has been recognized for his many hours of helping others prepare for disaster. Phil Lemby, KB3TZD, tells us more about him.
Congratulations to Dan Wilt, WB6FLL, who has been named Emergency Management Volunteer of the Year from officials in Howard County, Maryland. Dan leads the Howard County Radio Amateur Civil Emergency Service and is a member of the Columbia Amateur Radio Association. Dan is a device physicist at the Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory in Laurel, Maryland. According to a press release on the webpage of Johns Hopkins Lab, Wilt spent more than 150 volunteer hours supporting RACES events and activities last year at public service events and during snowstorms and hurricanes. He has also assisted RACES in the creation of guides to help fellow operators during emergencies so communication can become easier for first responders. As a member of the Columbia Amateur Radio Association, K3CUJ, he has coordinated exercises to help prepare his fellow club members for future incidents. During the awards ceremony, Mike Hinson, director of the county's Office of Emergency Management, praised Dan for, quote, a willingness to help others learn and a desire to serve whenever and however possible. This is Selenby, KB3TZD.
In the world of DX, get ready for the DX0NE DXpedition. This is a single operator DXpedition to the Spratly Islands, IOTA number AS051. Gil, 4Fox2 KWT will be on the air from the 30th of April until the 9th of May. He set aside one of his 2 radios to use FC8 using multi-stream MSHV. The pilot station is NIC DU1NA, QSL via Club Logs OQRS, which is preferred, or via IZ8 CCW. Local amateurs in Israel are celebrating the 75th anniversary of the founding of the Israel Amateur Radio Club and the establishment of the State of Israel by using special prefixes 4X-Ray 75 and 4Z75 from the 14th to the 30th of April. Awards are being given to hams who contact stations with those prefixes as well as with the standard 4X-Ray and 4Z stations until the end of the month. Be listening for the special event call sign DM23BUGA on the air until October 8th. This call sign honors the biennial horticultural show and festival taking place in Mannheim, Germany this year. All QSOs will be confirmed automatically via the Bureau. You may also QSL direct via DL2VFR. Listen for Jean, F8CHM, using the call PM1AI from X Island, IOTA number EU032 until the 16th of April. He's using CW and SSB on 80, 40, 20, 15, and 10 meters. QSL via his home call. And we remind our listeners that young hams who live in the continental United States have an opportunity to make news, if they're not already doing so, by being a recipient of this year's Amateur Radio Newsline Bill Pasternak Memorial Young Ham of the Year Award. Consider nominating an amateur radio operator 18 years of age or younger, someone who has talent, promise, and a commitment to the spirit of ham radio. Find application forms on our website, arnewsline.org, under the YHOTY tab. Nominations are now open and close on May 31st. And we end this week by asking, what parent doesn't hope that one day their child will achieve success at new heights? Meet a mother and father who are not only watching their daughter achieve that, but are right up there with her. Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, brings us their story.
The past year has been an exciting time for Sophie, SN9ZJ. The 11-year-old received her amateur radio license 1 year ago this month. It didn't take long for her to find her way to the high elevations of Poland, calling QRZ for points in summits on the air and experiencing the thrill of other operators wanting her call sign in their log. Her father, Pavel, SN9PJ, calls her my amazing daughter. Considered Poland's youngest SOTA operator, she activated 7 summits during her first year as a ham, with her father beside her on 5 of those trips, and her mother Anna helping her log contacts during the other 2. Anna, an avid hiker, had helped Sophie study for her license and may eventually take the exam as well. Pavel said Sophie had her sights on those mountain tops the moment her license arrived. The youngster draws great inspiration and love of the outdoors from her father, a mechanical engineer, and her mother, an environmental engineer. In time, her parents would not be surprised if one day Sophie provided some inspiration herself. She has a young sister, Elizabeth, and a younger brother, Bart, who one day they hope may follow her to the mountain tops, operating their own radios. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
Do you have a piece of amateur radio news that you think Newsline would be interested in? We're not talking about advertising your club's upcoming Hamfest or field day participation, but something that's out of the ordinary. If so, send us a brief overview via the contact page at arnewsline.org. If it's newsworthy and we would like to cover it, we'll get back to you for more details. Well, thanks to Amateur News Weekly, AMSAT News Service, ARRL, CQ Magazine, CNN.com, David Behar, K7DB, DXWorld.net, 425DX News, Jenny Tupper, Johns Hopkins University, Hackaday, NASA, Apps.com, Pavel, SN9PJ, QRZ.com, Radio World, the Radio Society of Great Britain, shortwaveradio.de, Soda Reflector, Space.com, Wired.com, the Wireless Institute of Australia, and you, our listeners, that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, non-profit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. We also remind our listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Don Wilbanks, AE5DW in Picayune, Mississippi, Sync 73. And as always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2023. All rights are reserved.
This concludes our Monday evening transmission of Amateur Radio Newsline. That's to start in about 12 minutes.
W8VPV. Repeater. PL110.9. W8VPV. Repeater. W8VPV. Repeater. HMS testing.
I hear you, Steve. This is WO3X.
Okay, thanks, John. Just making sure I'm getting it okay on the side. Thank you. See you.
I'm thinking Thomas must have forgotten.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. This is WO3X.
And John, AOQP.
KE8OWX. KE8OWX. This is Whiskey Oscar 3 X-ray. WO3X. Over.
WO3X, KE8OWX. Sorry about that. I missed my alarm here from the phone here. Just give me a minute. I'll pull up the net script.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Thomas. This is WO3X. I'll be listening.
AOQP listening.
While we're waiting for the net to start, Pat, did you get my text, and has that been taken care of?
In the process, I'll probably have it out of here tomorrow. I didn't forget. I've just been kind of busy.
Well, I know. I'm doing my taxes, and that's why that stood out as something that needs to be done. And I assume we've filed our 10 or 990N postcard or whatever it is for the net anyway. I'll check with John on that. All right, standing by. W8EZG.
I would suppose he's on top of that. At least he better be. But yeah, as far as the other thing, hopefully it's going to be out here tomorrow. I just been busy. I'll get it done. AOQP.
All right. Now that I'm awake, we'll start here. Good evening. Calling all amateur radio operators. Welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club Monday night VHF UHF net. My name is Thomas, and my call sign is Kilo Echo 8 Oscar Whiskey X-ray. However, for the purpose of this net, I'll be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. This is an open and directed net. All amateur radio operators are invited and encouraged to check in. You do not have to be a club member. All traffic will go through net control, and since emergency traffic may break in at any time, please leave a brief pause between transmissions. The purpose of this net is to bring together all amateur radio operators for the exchanging of amateur-related ideas and information to enhance net operating practices and to keep in touch with all of those in the area. This net meets here every Monday evening at 8:30 p.m. local time, preceded by Amateur Radio Newsline at 8:01, provided I don't forget again. We'll start with announcements and ask for check-ins from any officer or member who has an announcement of general interest to the club. Once that's complete, I'll take check-ins, call signs only. We will go through 5 calls at a time, giving me a chance to confirm each call before moving on to the next. Then we'll work through those 5 and ask for 5 more until we're done. If you're a regular participant, I'll probably recognize you by call sign. If not, please give your call. Repeat it phonetically, followed by your name and your location. Once all check-ins have been worked, I'll close the net after repeating the announcements. We also operate an HF plus 6 meter band acceleration net starting at 9:30 after this net. The approximate frequencies are posted on our webpage. Tonight we'll be on 40 meters at approximately 7 Mark 187. I will announce a final frequency much closer to that net, provided we can find a gap there. Please join us if you have the privileges and the equipment.
W8VPV. Repeater.
I'd like to take the time now to thank all those that did help work the Hamfest and make it such a success, and to all those volunteers that spent time both Friday and Saturday to do that. With this, I will open it up to officers or any members with announcements for the net. Please call now.
Number 8, Oscar, Quebec, Papa, Pat.
All right, Pat, go ahead.
I would also like to convey my thank yous to those that participated, all the vendors, and also anybody that attended here. If you were a volunteer, you helped immensely, no matter if you think you did or not. This doesn't get done by itself, and it was quite a turnout and quite a nice Hamfest. So I hope everybody enjoyed it. We're on to next year. I think April 13th of next year is when the decision was made. So put that on your calendar. Looking forward, we still have the officer elections coming up and last round of nominations. If you have somebody that you'd like to see nominated for an office, please feel free to come to the meeting and do that, or get on Zoom with us, and we'll take care of it there. I think that's about it, Thomas. Thank you also for doing what you do here, and we will more than likely see you within a week or so. And OQP back to net.
Thanks, Pat. Do we have any other officers or any other announcements of general interest to the club? Please call now.
WA3JAT.
WA3JAT, go ahead.
W8VPV, WA3JAT. Enjoyed seeing everybody at the Hamfest, and already looking forward to next year. We do have a couple good programs coming up. On April 28th, we will have KI5 Morgan Mine, who will talk about ham radio and rocketry. And on April 29th, we will have our POTA activity out at O'Neill Woods Park, Metro Park. That will count as an activation of the Cuyahoga Valley National Park, since it's within the boundaries of the national park. And we do have a sign-up sheet available. An email has gone out from Anthony about that, and I believe there's also a post for it on the website. And I would ask that people sign up. I think we have 5 people signed up when I checked it yesterday. We hope we have a much bigger crowd than that. If you don't go, I'm sure you'll miss out on a good time. That's it, Thomas. WA3JAT.
All right, thanks for that. I will add that to the list. Definitely don't want to miss out on the group of POTA activation there. Do we have any other announcements? This is W8VPV. Please call now.
WO3X.
All right, go ahead, WO3X.
Thanks, this is WO3X. Yeah, regarding the nominations, the person being nominated has to have been a member for 6 months prior to the election. Another item, May has 5 Mondays, the 5th Monday being Memorial Day, and so the band exploration net, I'm proposing that we do 17 meters for that band exploration net on May 29th. With a frequency of 18.127 megahertz, plus or minus QRM. Back to the net, this is WO3X.
All right, thanks for stopping by. Do we have any other announcements? Please call now.
Alpha Charlie 8 X-ray Oscar.
Go ahead, Vince.
It's middle of the month. Just wanted to remind everybody now's the time to think about submitting newsletter articles. Other than that, that's all I have. You can check me in because I'm going to head to the bedroom and go to sleep. Alpha Charlie 8 X-ray Oscar, back to that.
Thanks for stopping by. Yep, we'll announce that again here. Newsletter articles. All right. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. We'll go into regular check-ins now. We're looking for 5 check-ins. Please call now.
8YAX.
8HMS.
All right, got you, Forrest. Next, please.
Yeah, Bravo, K8UIB.
I missed that last one. Please come back.
8HMS.
All right, got you, K8HMS. I think there was one right before you that I missed. I did get Forrest. Was there another one in there that I missed?
Kilo, Echo, 8, Uniform, Bravo.
All right, I got Kilo Echo 8, Uniform India Bravo. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right, looking for 2 more, please.
November 8th, Alpha Charlie Papa, N8 ACP, Chris in Akron.
Thank you, Chris. And 1 more, please.
W8KL, Ken in Cuyahoga Falls.
All right, got you, Ken. Go ahead, Forrest.
I've got nothing of anything important. I was just checking in to keep numbers up.
Well, thanks for stopping by. K8HMS, you're up.
Alrighty, I thank you, sir. W8VPV, K8HMS. Yeah, here on the side, I guess I'm getting in okay. I checked before the net started, but yeah, good evening to you, Tums. Good evening to everybody. Thanks for running the net. And sorry I missed the Hamfest Saturday and well, Friday. I was hoping to get down Friday to help us set up and help us at least get there on Saturday, but I've been totally tied up on some things here at the house that I got to get done before I have other people coming over to do stuff. So yeah, it just wrapped up in things, but glad it turned out well. You know, from what Pat said, it came out real well. So I guess that's about it. Back to you there, and hope to see the guys at the meeting or at least on Zoom. WHMS.
Thanks for stopping by, and we did miss you at the Hamfest, but hopefully you got everything straightened out there, and you were sounding pretty good from the valley. KE8UIB, you're up.
W8VPV. Repeater. PL110.9.
Thanks for stopping by, and glad you were able to check in here. N8ACP, go ahead, Chris.
Good evening there, Thomas, and all on the net. Let's see, if you've been following the news today, about 3:30 the news broke that the Summit County Grand Jury returned a no bill with regard to the police-involved shooting last summertime. High Street is closed downtown. There is current activity down there right now. St. Vincent, St. Mary ordered everybody home early and off the campus by 3 p.m. They've canceled all their events for the rest of the week, and I believe classes are going to be held online. First Energy ordered all their downtown workers to stay home and work from there. Most of the City of Akron buildings are closed, and part of them are boarded up downtown. And Akron Public Schools has canceled all classes for tomorrow. I would stay out of downtown area if you can. Also up to Highland Square, possibly up to Hardesty Park, along Market Street. There may be activity on Copley Road, Vernon Odom Boulevard, and possibly Exchange Street. So certainly hope that people can, if they choose to protest, do that peacefully. We did have riots downtown last year, so I do hope that does not occur. I'm probably going to get called up for security duty, so we'll see what happens. But anyways, I would monitor the news for at least the next week before you venture into those areas, and certainly if you're doing so after dark. W8VPV from N8ACP, over.
Thanks for the heads up there, Chris. Yep, that's probably a good idea to stay out of downtown Akron if you can avoid it. And yes, just make sure you check your emails if you had anything going on down there, and make sure they canceled on you. All right, W8KL, you're up.
W8KL, I saw all that news, and that would go without saying in my mind. Don't go near that area. Thank you for the update, though, Chris. And as far as on the air goes, E51WEG, South Cook is on the air, and 4U7W is on the air, but try to get through. That's Lakshadweep, I guess they would pronounce it. It used to be Lackadives, so those two big-time countries are on the air, but haven't been able to hear or snag either of those. So that's all I've got on DX News, W8KL. And it was a great Hamfest. Thomas, looks like you guys did a very good job. All of the officers seem to have had everything under control quite nicely. I did get one complaint that was unfounded. One person came up to me, hold on. Person came up to me, one of the vendors, while I was watching the door, one of the doors in the back, came up to me and said that the PL tone wasn't listed on the flyer, and I looked at it, yes it was. So it was unfounded, so the person probably just didn't see it. But everything else looked like it was a big time go. So back to W8BPV, W8KL.
Thanks for stopping by, and I appreciate your time there and joining us at the Hamfest. That brings us to the bottom of the list. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor, looking for 5 additional check-ins. Please call now.
WA4 WGA. AB8OU.
Got you, Zeke, and WA4 WGA got you on the list. We're looking for 3 more, please.
W8DIS.
Got you, W8DIS. Do we have 2 more, please?
KA8WTK.
KA8WTK, got you, Bill, and 1 more.
WB8CXO.
I got you, Mike, and there was somebody else in there with you. Who is that? Please come back.
Maybe K8PU?
That would be it, K8PU, got you. All right, WA4, WGA, you're up.
And good evening from the thriving metropolis of Talmadge. I know nobody's ever heard of Talmadge as a thriving metropolis, but there you are. Not much to report. Pity I missed the Ham Fest, but I wanted to thank Mike, KD8IUA, for my new fencing sword for the Bridgecom radio that I'm using, and the fencing sword that I put on it. Anyway, it occurred to me that what you might consider next time around you have a Ham Fest is turning off the PL for the duration of the Ham Fest. That way things like that don't come up. And we're back to properly seasonal weather drop. For April, I know Friday was a little unusual. It was, 82, 83 Friday afternoon. And here at the old folk home, it was something like 82 degrees at 6 o'clock in the morning. And all of the air conditioning units in the building went Tango uniform. Don't ask me why. That's it from here. Sorry I missed the Ham Fest, but I don't think any of you folks would have had a vehicle capable enough of fitting my wheeled conveyance. W8VPV, WA4WGA. Good day.
Thanks for stopping by. This is W8VPV and AB8OU, you're up.
AB8OU, good evening everyone. I enjoyed the Ham Fest, and I appreciate John giving me assignments where I could sit. Remote walking I did in and out and around the Ham Fest a little bit, still killed my back. I'm sitting here, I just got a Wi-Fi to Ethernet adapter. See if that will solve a problem I've been having with the K4 connecting to the internet. So I'm going to have to try and figure out how to get it set up and see if I can get it working with the K4. And 40 meters, I'm too far away. I don't normally hear anyone on 40 meters when the net's on 40. But anyway, everyone have a good net, AB8OU.
W8VPV. Repeater.
Thanks for stopping by. W8DIS, you're up.
Hello all. No traffic really. Just wanted to say, hey, I'm sorry I missed the Ham Fest. Sounds like it was a really good one. But we did enjoy the nice weather the weekend. And today was a horrible day. But again, just wanted to say hi and add to the numbers. So this is W8VPV, W8DIS.
Well, thanks for stopping by, and we did miss you at the Ham Fest. KA8WTK, you're up.
VPV, KA8WTK, this is Bill in Talmadge. Not much here. Went to the Ham Fest, looked pretty good. There was a couple of radios in there that I have owned, not that I personally owned before, but owned the same models, and they were just good to see, especially those Lafayette HA410 and HA460 pair that was over there. That was a very desirable radio for me about 10, 15 years ago. noticed that we didn't have very many of the old-fashioned parts vendors, and I wonder if they haven't bit the dust courtesy of COVID. You know, when the fests were missing. Stand by for a time. And I just hope we get some new ones out there at some of the fests. Other than that, back to net control. W8VPV, KA8WTK.
Thanks for stopping by. WB8CXO, you're up, Mike.
Thank you, Thomas, and thank you for running the net tonight. Hello to everybody who checked in. And also thanks to the club, the officers, and all the volunteers that made the Hamfest possible on Saturday. This Hamfest is one of my favorites. Don't matter what kind of equipment shows up, just as long as the good hams who enjoy that equipment show up. And I did have a chance to talk to many old friends and some new ones at the Hamfest, and I always enjoy that. I picked one item up, which was sort of behind the table trade with my good friend W8UAB. And it didn't cost any money, so it was just a trade, an equipment trade. So that's always good. Other than that, nothing new here. Just I did do something stupid that I normally get away with. I pulled an all-nighter last night. I bought a radio, just a cheap Bofang, newer model UV27 that I saw on YouTube, and I was trying to find the programming software for it and was having just one heck of a difficult time doing that. And the frustration I had was that the YouTube creator seemingly had no problem finding this software, nor did he offer a link on where he found it. So maybe that's the clue. And I was able to find the software, and it did work, at least for one of the radios I bought. The other one, I think, has a different firmware. And unfortunately, anybody who's played with these Chinese HTs, you know that the easiest way to program them.
Time, repeater, out.
That's another thing. I wish that timeout timer was longer for nets. Anyways, anybody who's played with the Chinese HTs know that the best way to program them is with the CPS, the software. At any rate, that's all I have. 7-3 to all from Mike, WB8CXO in Monroe Falls.
Thanks for stopping by, Mike. Glad to hear you, and it was nice talking to you real quick at the Hamfest there. Larry, K8PU, you're up.
Evening, Tom, everybody on the net. Hope everybody's got their winter coat ready and keep them warm for the next couple of days. We've got to deal with this. Yeah, we had a full parking lot. That usually looks like when it's like that. It's a good turnout, you know. 1 or 2 heads to every car usually makes good numbers. And I was doing the V session back in the corner, and I know we had a full house back there. It was quite a workout. And I don't know what our total was because Jim hasn't let us know that yet. But we did have a few kids. We had an 11-year-old young man got his tech, and that's the fun part of seeing them accomplish that. Took a shot at the general, but was pretty bad on that. But at least he tried. He'll make it. And so, anyways, Hamfest looked good to me. Everybody, I just think we did well. We'll find out for sure. And if my antenna's happy, I'll catch everybody on 4 meters, 930. Back to you, Tom. W8VPV, K8PU.
Thanks for stopping by, Larry. This is Whiskey 8 Victor, Papa Victor. We are now looking for another 5 check-ins please call now.
W8EZT.
I got you, Frank, and there was one more in there that I couldn't pull anything out of it. If you can try again and up your power a bit.
I'm wearing a headset, and they're so far down in the noise that I can't even hear them. WA4WGA.
I concur. See if you can up your power or move to a little bit better position and give it another shot in a minute or so. Are there 4 more check-ins? Please call now.
Number 8, Juliet Echo Whiskey.
I got N8 JEW. Do we have any other check-ins? Please call now.
WA8R, CN, Jim and Cuyahoga Falls.
WA8RCN, got you. Looking for 2 more, please.
Yeah, recheck down, KHMS.
Go ahead with your recheck.
Yeah, thank you. Just real quick, I didn't get the frequency for 40 meters.
It'll be somewhere around 7 Mark 187, plus or minus. I still got to find an open spot. It's pretty busy right now. It looks like we've got, that one is way in the static. I can't pick it out. It's, you probably need a little bit more power or a little bit better antenna. But we'll go back up to the top and start with Frank, W8EZT. Go ahead.
Well, good evening, everybody. And as I think anybody listening to our net or who is in attendance at the Hamfest realizes, we had a very good event this year. We don't have the final numbers yet, but there are no real issues at all, other than the weather was too good. We generally prefer 35, blustery, overcast, and a little windy. Keeps people out of their backyard, and then they try to figure out what else to do when they come to the Hamfest. I did get out partway through and take some photographs of the parking lot, and it was pretty full. I've seen it fuller last year, maybe, but it was still pretty darn full. I haven't seen the final numbers yet, but I think we did okay financially, and I'm sure we're going to go ahead and try to do this again next year, so that was great. I want to spend just 1 second and say thank you to all the club members who made this happen, whether you were just sitting in a chair guarding a door for a few minutes or you were one of the key players putting everything together. It's the team effort that made everything work, and so thank you very much. I hope you had a good time. I know I did. It was exhausting, but that's the way things go. And anybody out there listening who showed up and attended our Hamfest, thank you. It's you folks that we do this for, and we hope you'll consider attending again next year and spread the word. If you want to see a vendor there, like Debco or ESSL or anybody else, when you see them at other events or when you're in their stores, write them. Let them know how big our Hamfest was. We basically sold out all the tables this year. There are a couple of no-shows, but tables are sold out. Let them know. Let me break for time.
W8VPV. Repeater.
We spent a little extra club money this year and rented out the back room in which to do the VE session. And Jim Grover had put together a great team of VEs back there, and they were kind of running independent of the Hamfest and doing a great job. We had 11 new technicians that came out of that, 1 new general. We had 5 technicians that upgraded to general, and 1 extra. So a lot of attendance, a lot worth our time. A total of 22 candidates tried the test, and a total of 30 different tests were taken, and we did a name change too. So the V's part of it worked out very start checker there. And I know Ken, who checked in earlier, wanted some new contacts verified, and I think he did get that taken care of. So, again, thank you to everybody that made it happen. Regardless of what you did, we appreciate it. I don't want to go around mentioning names because I'll miss somebody, and I don't want to do that. But thanks so much to everybody out there, and look forward to doing the Hamfest next year again. All right, that's really about all I've got. We've got some exciting stuff coming up here. The elections are coming up next May is the next chance to nominate somebody. So with that, I'll hand it back to Ned. This is W8ECT.
Thank you, Frank, and thanks for the quick phone call there. Remind me of my net responsibility here. I believe next we had N8JEW. You're up.
Good evening, everybody on the net. Not a whole lot going on. I'm down here in Alliance. Name is Joe. I believe I've checked into this net before previously. I usually get into the one up in Newberry around 9 o'clock this time in the evening. I think it's Cuyahoga County that does a net on there. Anyway, I guess we have one of our, actually it was our club secretary, brought some tickets and sold them there at the Hamfest as well. So and it was a very, very good deal there. I'm glad it went as well as it did. I think he had like over 400 tickets he brought with him. And when he came back, he only had 257 left. So our raffle's about over for the year once those tickets are completely gone. So hopefully somebody's got tickets for their for the Yisu FTDX10 that we have up for raffle. So other than that, doesn't really have a whole lot to add to the net. Figured I'd get in there and say a few words. N8JEW.
Thanks for stopping by. Great to hear you all the way from Alliance. You're making the trip pretty well. Up next we have WA8RCN. You're up.
Okay, very good. W8VPV and W8RCN, Jim in Cuyahoga Falls. I'm your, Thomas, I'm your neighbor down the road there. So anyway, I always say hi to everybody. Good Hamfest, and thought I'd give you another bean for the pot here and just check in and say hi. So back over to you, W8VPV from W8RCN.
Thanks for stopping by, Jim. Good to hear you on the air again. All right, I don't know that we have 5 more, so this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor looking for additional check-ins. We'll do one at a time now. Please call again.
Kilo Echo 8, Whiskey Golf Delta.
Kilo Echo 8, Whiskey Golf Delta. Go ahead.
Hi, this is Greg from Cuyahoga Falls. Just wanted to say I really enjoyed, this is my first Hamfest and had a really great time. Enjoyed getting to know some of the club members a little bit better too. So that's all for me tonight.
We're glad you joined us. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor looking for any additional check-ins. Please call now.
There was too much hash for me to get anything out of that one. WA4 WGA.
I'm looking at my S meter, and I don't think that's coming from the repeater. Some of it maybe, some might be coming in from Toledo. But, well, we might just have good conditions tonight. But this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. We're looking for any additional check-ins. Please call now.
88 KVI.
I believe that's Bill in Talmadge, KE8 KVI. Go ahead.
No, that's Ron in Akron, but I'll go ahead anyway. Not much to report today other than working on non-stop technical problems, but that seems to be my normal day, so I'll take it. Didn't have to go and work outside in this colder weather, but I spent a lot of time outdoors yesterday, and that was nice.
I apologize there. That's a late Monday, but yes, yesterday was gorgeous until it rained, and then it wasn't. But hopefully it'll turn around here at the end of the week. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Looking for any additional check-ins, please call now.
Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. This is Kilo Echo 8 Victor Quebec X-Ray. KE8 VQX, Joe in Akron.
All right, Joe, KE8 VQX, go ahead.
Hello, Thomas. It's Joe over here, KE8 VQX. I have just attached the antenna and turned the radio on, so I missed the entire thing up until now. So just got back into town. Left town on Friday. I don't know what you guys did to the weather, but I'm not liking it. That's about all I've got. KE8 VQX.
Well, thanks for stopping by, and if it's any consolation, I'm not liking it either. The snow part was a little ridiculous earlier today. Anyways, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Seeing if we have any more check-ins, please call now.
Quick recheck, OQP.
Go ahead, Pat.
You know, actually, we're in the midst of some pretty typical April weather. We've had stuff like this happen all the time. The nice part about it is if it snows, it's not going to stay. You're going to be 72 degrees this coming Thursdays. You know, you guys can hang for another day or two, and you'll be fine. By Wednesday afternoon, it'll be in the 50s. All the snow will be gone, and you'll be saying, "What? What snow?" NAOQP back to net. Thanks, Thomas.
You all right? This is typical. It's also typical that I pulled the tractor out of the garage yesterday, and we got snow today. So, that's Ohio. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Looking for any last check-ins, please call now.
8 Victor Papa Victor, please check in November Tango 8 Delta Mobile.
Well, hello, Dave, NT8D. Go ahead with your comments.
Coming home from a rehearsal over in the Falls at the Quirk Center there, and had a good big band rehearsal. We'll be over at the Kinks in May. I'll try to get some more information out. I just want to say congratulations on such a successful Ham Fest. That was a great beef art fest, one of the best I've been to, and just wish everybody the best for throwing that wonderful party. Back to net control, NT8D Mobile.
W8VPV. Repeater. PL110.9.
Well, thanks for checking in with us, and thanks for joining us at the Hamfest. We need people like you and everybody else to join us, otherwise they are not as successful as it was. So thanks for stopping by. We're getting towards the bottom of the hour. I'm seeing we might have an opening, so we'll be at. I'll announce it here while everybody's listening. I think we're okay at 7:187 for the net at 9:30, and we'll go back through the announcements here real quick, and then see if we have any more people to pick up here. Again, thanks for everybody that helped and everybody that attended the Hamfest on Saturday. It was pretty good, and I have to say the food was really good. We just needed more people to buy. We do have some upcoming events, more specifically, or the real fun one is Saturday, April 29th. We're doing a POTA activation at O'Neill Woods Metro Park. So please join us for that. Anybody's willing, anybody's able to come, and I'm sure we'll have a bunch of fun stuff out there. Almost a mini field day without all the headaches of doing a full field day there. do have officers' elections coming up here soon. We got one more round of nominations, and then we have voting the following month. So keep that in mind. We do need enough people there to vote properly. And I might have written some other stuff down, but I seem to have misplaced that. Anyways, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. We're towards the bottom of the net. Looking for any final check-ins. Please call now.
November 8, Yankee Romeo X-Ray, bucket green. I'll be in and out. Just give me one for the numbers.
N8YRX, thanks for stopping by. Do we have any more check-ins? Please call now. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Are there any last check-ins? Please call now. All right, hearing none, we'll prepare to close this net. I'd like to thank all that took time to join us and check in tonight. Without your participation, we would not have a net. This has been Kilo Echo 8 Oscar Whiskey X-Ray, and it's been my pleasure to host this evening's net. At this time, we'll close the net with 23 check-ins. That's a pretty good number today. And return the repeater to normal and customary amateur use. We will see everybody over on 40 meters if you're able to join us. Right now, it's looking like 7 Mark 188. Please join us. This has been Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor closing the net at 9:20 p.m. local time, 73.
Nice double there. WB8CXO, WA4WGA.
WA4WGA, WB8CXO. Good evening.
Good evening to you, sir. Sometime we should talk on maybe 7300. And very quickly, I just spent a little bit of time in Akron General with my head being poked and prodded. 3 seizures worth, and they found sawdust in my head. Confirming what we always knew, no brain.
Well, they didn't remove the sawdust, did they?
If they had removed the sawdust, I don't think I'd be here talking to you. No, they've got 3 pictures of 3 different seizures while I was there. When would be a good time to try to catch you on 7300?
You're talking about 9030, right?
Yeah, 9030.
Probably not tonight. Unless you want to talk tonight. Maybe I'll pull another all-nighter.
No need for that. I got a nurse waiting here to give me some good drugs. So, I'll drop you an email with my new email address anyway. I meant to do that. And I'll give you the spec on that. We'll talk to you tomorrow. WA4WGA.
Okay, very good. Well, sorry to hear you had to go in the hospital, but sometimes it's necessary. We are too familiar with with that place. 73 WA4WGA WBSCXO. You can drop me a text too. The phone number hasn't changed, and I think the last time you texted me, I think it was still working. 73 WBSCXO.
Everything. You could even run your 40-meter net.
Good evening. Calling all amateur radio operators. Welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Radio Amateur Club Monday night HF plus 6 meters band exploration net. My name is Thomas, and my call sign is Kilo Echo 8 Oscar Whiskey X-Ray. However, for the purpose of this net, I'll be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. This is an open and directed net. All amateur radio operators are invited and encouraged to check in. You do not have to be a club member. All traffic will go through net control, and since emergency traffic may break in at any time, please leave a brief pause between transmissions. The purpose of this net is to bring together all amateur radio operators for the exchanging of amateur-related ideas and information to enhance net operating practices, and during these times of social isolation, to keep members up to date about club happenings. This net meets here every Monday evening at 9:30 p.m., preceded by our VHF-UHF repeater net. We'll quickly go through announcements and then ask for any check-ins that may have new announcements. And then we'll go through regular check-ins, going 5 at a time, allowing me a chance to confirm each call before moving on to the next. If you're a regular participant, I'll probably recognize you by the call sign. If not, please give it phonetically, followed by your name and your location. When all check-ins have been worked, we'll close the net after repeating the announcements. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor, looking for any officers or members with announcements for the club. Please call now.
WO3X.
Go ahead, John. WO3X from WAVPV.
Okay, after you're done with me, there's KE8 somebody attempting to check in, but I'd like to mention that there are 5 Mondays in May, and so I'm proposing for the 5th Monday, which happens to be Memorial Day, that we do this net, the band exploration net, on 17 meters on 18.127 megahertz. And I'm not sure who would be doing the VHF-UHF net, but if nobody's assigned, then I should be able to do that also. So With that, I'll turn it back to the net. W8VPV, this is WO3X.
Thank you, John. I'll take note of that. 17 meters on the Memorial Day Monday. All right, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Looking for check-ins. Please call now.
Whiskey Alpha 3, Juliet Alpha Tango.
I got WA3JAT. Next call, please.
Charlie Papa, N8ACP, Chris at Akron.
I got K8HMS and N8ACP. Let's have two more, please.
November Tango, 8 Delta, NTAD, Dave and Copley.
I got NTAD. Do we have one more?
Whiskey Alpha 8 Radio, Charlie November, Jim Cuyahoga Falls.
All right, I got WA8RCN. Let's go back up to the top. WA3JAT from W8VPV. Go ahead.
Good evening, Thomas. W8VPV, WA3JAT returning. Nothing new since the 2-meter net. Just wanted to check in and say hello to everybody and hope everybody enjoyed the Hamfest. And hope you're looking forward to the 2 upcoming activities we have here still in April. Our talk on Wednesday and then the POTA activation on Saturday, both at the end of the month. So looking forward to those and hope everyone else is as well. Back to you, Thomas. W8VPV, WA3JAT.
All right, thanks for stopping by. K8HMS from WAVPV, go ahead.
Yeah, WAVPV, K8HMS, yeah. Hello again. Thanks for running both nets. Hope you're copying me okay here. And, yeah, not much more to report, but wanted to jump in and give you another one for the numbers. So, back to you there, K8HMS.
Thanks for stopping by. N8ACP, you're up. Go ahead, Chris.
All right, thank you there, Thomas. You sound good here tonight. I think that might be the best I've ever heard you on 40 meters. 2 more closings that I noted since the VHF, UHF net. The Summit County Fiscal Office will be closed, or they'll be working remotely until further notice. And the Akron Art Museum is closed until further notice. So that's pretty much all of the City of Akron buildings, public buildings downtown. No word on the public library downtown, but I know that the library in Highland Square is closed. So I would just avoid all of downtown Akron and West Akron. And again, we hope for peaceful activities. Back to net control, W8VPV from November 8 Alpha Charlie Papa.
You're sounding real good on over here too, there, Chris. Thanks for stopping by. Dave, NTAD, you're up.
Thanks a lot there, Thomas. Nice to catch you again here. Just got back home and changed into the bedtime attire. Had a great rehearsal over in the Falls there this evening with the Outliers Big Band. We'll be over at the Jenks building next month. So if you're into that kind of music, it's I think it's a free concert. I don't think there's a cover. We'll see. I really don't know. I'm just the bass player. Don't shoot me. I'm just the bass player. Let's see. Nice to hear folks this evening on 40 meters. I said just got home, got switched over to the HF rig. And you guys just threw one heck of a ham fest over there. First one I went back to when I got back to the hobby. So I do kind of think of it as my home turf there. So I want to thank you folks very much for putting on a terrific show this last Saturday. And thanks for reminding everybody about the HF net. I caught it on the way home. So that's how I got to find you here this evening. I'll listen on as long as I can, see what happens. Back to VPV, NTAD. Sorry to butcher the call there.
That's okay. Glad you were able to grab us here on 40 meters as well. Jim, you're up. WA8RCN.
Okay, W8VPV from W8RCN. Say hi to everybody again, and everybody sounds good, especially you, Thomas. You're pinning the meter. So we're just going to sit back and listen here tonight. WAVPV from W8RCN. Go ahead.
Thanks for stopping by, Jim, and I certainly hope you'd be able to pick me up. I could throw a rock towards your house. Get pretty close, but thanks for stopping by, and glad to hear you here. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor looking for any more check-ins. Please call now.
WO3X with a question for WA3JAT.
We're about as close to you as Jim.
Got you, Frank. Any more check-ins? Please call now.
November 8. Whiskey Oscar 3 X-ray with a question for WA3JAT.
Go ahead, direct.
Yeah, Jim, WA3JAT. This is WO3X. Do you need me to advertise your ICOM IC910H on the Swap and Shop net tomorrow? Over. I hear somebody trying to get in here. I guess that Jim cleared. So back to the net. This is WO3X. Thanks.
All right. I believe that was Forrest. Is that correct? That's you, Forrest, out there? Yep, that was Forrest, KD8YAX. I got you on the list there, Forrest. All right, we'll go up to Frank, W8EZT.
Well, good evening, everybody, and once again, thanks to everybody who helped make this Hamfest a success. Not just the volunteers and the officers and everybody, but also the people that attended. And anybody, attendee, volunteer, whatever, if you see something we can do to make it better next year, please let us know. We want to learn from each year and try to make the next year a little bit better. Other than that, don't have a lot to add. Looks like the radio is working pretty good tonight. Antennas, according to the SWR meter, is solid 1.0 SWR, so pretty close to theoretically perfect. Other than that, don't have a lot to say. Enjoy this weather. It'll be just a short term. I think, as somebody else, Pat, I think said we're going to be up in the 80s Thursday, and I may get a chance to do an oil change on the truck. That's all I got, Dan. We'll hand it back to you. WAEZT, back to net.
Thanks for stopping by, Frank. All right, Forrest, KD8YAX from W8VPV. Go ahead. Well, he was likely in and out there, Forrest. But thanks for stopping by, Forrest. We got you there on the log. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor looking for any additional check-ins. Please call now.
November 8, Oscar, Quebec Papa, Pat Knockard.
All right, Pat, got you. Let's see if we have any more check-ins. Do we have any more? Please call now. All right, got you, Mike. Any more check-ins? Please call now.
You?
Did anybody catch that one? Was that Larry, K8PU?
Yeah, it was K8PU.
All right, got you, Larry. Let's go back up to N80QP. Go ahead.
I don't know what y'all are doing, man, but your signals are about double from what I normally hear here. Good job. Even you, Thomas. I'm hearing you like you're sitting next door here. Band must really be up or energized or something. I don't have much to say that we really didn't cover on the other net, but thanks again, everybody, for participating, coming to the Ham Fest, volunteering and whatever. It was nice to have you. It was nice to talk to all the friends I did as I was doing my particular role there. It was nice seeing everybody. So, with that, back to net. And looking forward to the next event is Field Day. Here we come. N8OQP.
You sound good over here too, Pat. Better than usual. But yeah, something's up because it's really booming in today. All right, Mike, WB8CXO, you're up. Thanks for stopping by, Mike. Up next, that's Larry, K8PU. Go ahead.
Good evening, Tom. We'll run east and west, so anybody at east, I know going to get the best guy. Anyways, knock off. You guys next week. Thanks for doing the net, Thomas. WAVPV.
Well, thanks for stopping by, Larry. You came through pretty well, but I'm not sure if you have any technical difficulties there, but it's almost as if your mic just stopped picking up audio a couple times there. You may want to check out your cable there. But thanks for stopping by. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. We're looking for any additional check-ins. Please call now.
WO3X with a comment about K8PU.
Go ahead, John.
What it was, it looked like his RF power went up and down. It would drop off, so the audio was still there even when the power was low, so it may be an antenna problem. Back to the net, this is WO3X.
Good catch, John. Larry, you might want to check maybe your antenna connections there, your coax connections on the back to start and see if that fixes your problem there. But good to hear you. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor looking for additional check-ins. Please call now. John, did you get that call sign?
I think that was Larry trying again. I think that was Larry trying again.
I heard him. I thought it was a Kilo Charlie 2. I could be wrong. Anyway, I'll be listening.
Put the hearse on it.
Yeah, it was a 2.
KC2 station, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Please call again.
This is Kilo Charlie 2 Tango Echo Lima.
I believe that was Kilo Charlie 2 Tango Echo Lima. Is that correct?
That's a Roger. Just checking with your net. Over. Let us start on the band tonight. Over.
Yes, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor, the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club. Thank you for checking into our net. We are in Akron, Ohio, and it seems the bands are quite open today. Do you have any other comments for the net here?
Negative. Just checking into your net. Maybe I'll try when the static is not so bad. Over.
All right. Well, thanks for checking in there, and we appreciate everybody that checks in here. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor looking for any additional check-ins. Please call now. This is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, looking for any additional check-ins. Please call now.
QRZ is, what time will the net be over?
We'll be wrapping up here in a few minutes.
Sorry, not copying you. This is NC4L, November Canada 4 Love. Just wanted to let you know we have a net that meets here every night, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will not contest the frequency with you. You were here before us. If you could move, that would help us out. If not, if I could have 30 seconds of airtime at exactly 10 p.m. to move the net, can you help us?
NC4L, this is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor. We should be clear before then, but if not, we'll give you that time there to announce your movement. This is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, looking for any last check-ins. Please call now.
Thank you.
November 8, Yankee Romeo X-ray, Buck and Green.
November 8, Yankee Romeo X-ray, go ahead.
Good evening. Well, I had stopped checking into these because normally I can't hear you very well and I'm not heard well either, but you were loud and clear wherever you're at this evening, so I figured I'd just give you one for the numbers. Go ahead.
Well, thanks for stopping by, and it does seem like band conditions are up. We'll go last call. This is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, looking for any last check-ins. Please call now. Hearing none, we'll go ahead and wrap up the net. The announcements are pretty much the same as the repeater nets. Don't forget April 29th, we have a POTA activation, O'Neill Woods, Metro Park. We'll do that as a group. That should be a lot of fun on that Saturday. And also, this month, we have 5 Mondays. The final Monday being Memorial Day, so it's proposed that we use the 17 meters for the band exploration net, somewhere in the ballpark of 18 Mark 127. So keep that in mind. That'll be our 5th Monday meeting there. This is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor. I will do a last call for any check-ins. Please call now. All right, in preparing to close this net, I'd like to thank all that took time to join us and check in tonight. Without your participation, there would be no net. This has been Kilo Echo 8, Oscar Whiskey X-ray, and it's been my pleasure to host this evening's net. At this time, I'll close the net with 15 check-ins and return the frequency to normal and customary amateur use. This is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, closing the net at 9:52 p.m. local time, 73.
Thank you. Have a good day. QRZ is the frequency here. NC4L monitoring.
I lost it, but yesterday and the day before I couldn't put in any antenna to the radio. We had a big thunderstorm here. I can hear only that the guys are working everywhere, but I stood away from the radio and all antennas were shut down. But now coming back with a beautiful condition and beautiful propagation there. Happy to see you, Bobby, and later on again with Freddie. Over.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it. Always a pleasure to work with Sammy. Sounding all sound good on 40, sound good here on 20. Never have a problem here.
Everybody's all bunched up around the house out here, so that's always a good thing. I have 7, 8.
Stop a good one. Thanks a lot, Royce. Victor Yankee 2, Foxtrot United, Prince Edward Island, QRZ. November 9, Echo, X-ray, uniform.
5 Echo.
Victor Echo 3, Mike Delta Kilo, Victor Yankee 2, Foxtrot United. Hi, Dave. How you doing? Nice to meet you again. And I'm running 500 watts out of a hex beam, but I got that nice reflector sitting behind the tower here. Okay, very good. And I'm not sure if I told you before, but you and I think I must have. We both have the first, we're both David Georges, over. Yeah, that's the only difference. Oh, good for you. You don't sound a year over 40. Oh, I hear ya. Did I tell you we moved down here from Smithville? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's, I might have mentioned that. Down here? Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's always wind. You're 20 over right now.
Here they come. Here they come.
Yeah, I heard somebody. I couldn't make them out. What is your call sign?